Welcome back to another episode of The Story That Built Her. This is where we go beyond the highlight reel and hear the real raw stories of women and the lives that they've led, what's brought them to this place. Today, I'm very excited to be speaking with Melissa. Hi, how are you?
Hi, nice to see you.
Same, welcome. So tell me, where in the world are you joining us from?
I am in Saratoga Springs, New York.
On the East Coast? I've got so many East Coasters. It's like split, we got
Mhm.
California and all the East Coast.
I noticed a lot of California.
Oh, yes. California definitely, which as a side note, if you got a business, you want the Californians. I'm just going to say that. Okay.
Absolutely. There's a lot of them.
Good. So, Melissa, we all have these moments, these defining moments in our life. What is one defining moment that really is standing out to you today?
I would have to say when I joined the Marine Corps, because that's pretty much when everything started to change.
Yeah, I could see that this is a big one. So give us a little bit of the backstory. What made you say yes?
To be honest with you, the blues. I like the uniforms the best. I figured if I was going to be sporting anything, it would be those. And I never knew what I was getting myself into. I didn't know it was the hardest branch. I didn't know how much a minority I would be. I didn't know what an impact it was going to have on my life.
So you get in, and at what point did you realize, wow, this is pushing me to my edge?
Well, for starters, my recruiter wasn't such a nice person, and I am a survivor of military sexual trauma. So, unfortunately, that was my introduction. Um, I knew it was going to be crazy, but I kind of just pushed it all down and went with it. And I'm glad I did because the rest of the 4 years were pretty cool. I got to see a lot of great places. I lived in Japan for almost a year. I ended up meeting my now ex-husband and having my two beautiful kids. Um, but it was definitely being the smallest and being a minority definitely tested your character, and it made me part of the woman who I am today.
I think what you talk about is true of most things in life. It's a mixed bag. Sometimes we look at things and it's like, yes, it was challenging. Yes, this thing happened. Yes, it pushed me here, but also there was good in it. There were things that came out of it that are gifts to you to this day.
And still, it never ends because I literally just got back from Washington D.C. and 75 female veterans. We went strong to Capitol Hill and we were advocating for legislation that we need as female veterans, and something that never goes away. Once a Marine, always a Marine, and it's something that lives inside you.
Yeah, this is so true. I mean, there's going to be opportunities for you, ongoing. So I know that art is a large part of your life and what you do. Tell me a little bit about how this all started.
Um, well, I think I would have to say the mental health aspect of it. Nobody ever explained how hard that was going to be when you were diagnosed with complex PTSD. And I was at a point in my life where I didn't know which way was up, which way was down. And I happened to fall into painting. I had never done this before. As a matter of fact, I used to cry when I had art classes in school. I would try to get my younger sister to do it for me, and she was the always artistic one. But something clicked. I heard pour painting, and I was like, how hard could that be? It's pouring paint on a canvas. What are you talking about? Well, now that I've been diagnosed with ADHD and autism, I know about deep dives. So I took about 6, 8 months and I taught myself everything. I watched every YouTube video possible, and I love it. I still use it today. I'm doing functions where I'm giving art to groups that support other female veterans or people with chronic illnesses. And I just find that it makes people smile. And I think we really need to hang on to that. There's so much dreariness in the world that we really need to have something special. And for me, it's art. Thankfully, I have a partner who's a heck of an artist too. So I get lots of lessons.
That helps.
Yes.
It's so true. Actually, my husband and I, we go for a 3 mile walk every morning, and we were talking about how it's so easy to say art and music aren't really that important. Like you can live without them, but it's a very gray world without them. You know, we're
It
in the
is.
process of selling our house. It's been listed, and we've pretty much sold or boxed up everything except for the art on the walls. We won't do it. We won't let the art go because it will just feel so sad in here if we don't
It
have art on
does.
the
It just
wall.
feels so empty.
Yes,
It brings color
absolutely.
in the world. It lets you say things without saying anything. The colors, the textures. It's just, I couldn't imagine life without it. I just couldn't.
Now, I know that you wrote a chapter in Transforming Pain into Purpose. Tell me why you said yes to that opportunity.
I think it's because I found my voice again. For a long time, I was just feeling these feelings of embarrassment and shame and just all feelings that we shouldn't feel as survivors of trauma. And I needed to redirect that. And when I saw your post looking for women who are motivated and ready to do, I jumped on it. I don't want to say fearless because there was fear. There's fear of the unknown. I would say more courageousness.
Okay. Okay, you're back.
I know. Where was I? I just lost my train of thought. I do that often. Remembering.
Well, you found your voice again and you
Oh, I
decided.
found my voice again. That's right. And I decided, what the heck? There's other women out there that I know in the same position, and I don't think anybody should be alone in this battle. So when you came and had your calling, I think it was great. So many women collaborated together, and what beautiful stories they all have for to come out of where they've come from and to share that. It's inspiring. It really is. Met a lot of great people through this group.
Yes, there it is a great group. What would you say is the thing that you're wanting someone else when they're reading your story? What are you wanting to remind them of about themselves?
It's never over till you're dead.
Mm,
It doesn't matter what it is, what the challenge is, how much it hurts, how hard it is, how long it lasts. There's an ending and there's a silver lining. It
mm,
doesn't have to destroy us, no matter what it is.
so true. So true. There is always an opportunity to keep going, to start over, to do it in a different way.
I
It's
have
not
a favorite
easy.
saying: every setback is a setup for a comeback. And
Mm,
it's true. Keeps me going.
yeah,
Whew.
absolutely. And I think every time you have went through something challenging or difficult that you thought would destroy you, you thought this is too hard to overcome, and then you overcome it and you come through and you find the light at the end of the tunnel.
You find your love again. You find your purpose. It's either in you or it isn't, and it's in me. And I want to keep going. There's so much more to life, and I'm 45, not getting any younger. So let's do this. It's time to keep going.
I like it. Well, Melissa, what would you like to say to people who are listening who have been through something similar that you have, but let's say they're 2, 3, 5 years behind on this journey? What advice would you give them?
Don't give up. Don't give up. Find that one thing. Break it down, Barney style. I say, find that one thing that lights you up. For me, it's my children. I have a 24-year-old daughter in the Navy now. Actually, she's kind of following after mom and dad's footsteps. And I have a son who's 19 who graduated high school last year. And when I got really down, and I, I just thought, what good would that do to show them I give up? If you've got to be able to persevere, you've got to be able to find that one thing that keeps you going and fight for it. Fight with all you have. Fight face first. Just
Mm,
don't give up.
yes.
Ask for help. That's the biggest thing. We are so conditioned to be strong and you got this. And but sometimes we do need to ask, and that's the only way we're gonna get it is if we want it. It's nothing somebody else is gonna give to you. You have to ask yourself.
So
That was my
true.
biggest thing. Trying to ask for help. Once I learned, like, hey, there's resources out there. There's other people who have been through this or something similar that can guide me. And I think that's what it is. Just don't give up. Find your north and go for it.
Mm. Well, Melissa, thank you so much for sharing your story. I know that, sharing a story, it puts us in this vulnerable position, but it's also so healing, so cathartic, and it's generous because for those who are going to read it, they're going to be able to see themselves in what you have done, how far you've come. I want to remind everyone that Transforming Pain into Purpose will be coming out on Amazon actually on Friday, September 26th. So right around the corner. Be sure and pick up your
Remember, vulnerability leads to victory.
vulnerability leads to victory. I love it. Thank you so much, Melissa, for sharing your
Thanks,
story.
Monique. It was great talking to you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.